Hey everyone, it's Skylar. Welcome back to my channel. And before I carry on, we are actually on day 23, but I got it wrong. It's only 30 days of November challenge month, not 31, so I apologise for that. So it is day 23 of 30 days of November challenge month, and I am a bit behind, but bear with me, I'm getting there. So the part that I'm doing today is a movie that's based on a true story from the 1970s decade. The movie I've chosen is The Town That Dreaded Sundown, directed by Charles B. Pierce, produced by Charles B. Pierce and Samuel Zedarkoff, written by Earl E. Smith, starring Ben Johnson as Captain S.D. Morales, Andrew Prine as Deputy Norman Ramsey, Dawn Wells as Helen Reed, Jimmy Clem as Sergeant Mal Griffith, Jim Kitty as Police Chief R.J. Sullivan, Charles B. Pierce as Patrolman A.C. Benson, Robert Aquino as Sheriff Otis Barker, Bud Davis as the Phantom, Mike Hackworth as Sammy Fuller, Christine Ellsworth as Linda Mae Jenkins, Steve Lyons as Roy Allen, Cindy Butler as Peggy Loomis, Joe Lanato as Eddie de Ladu, C. Alexander Dawson as the Hotel Doorman, narrated by Vern Steeman, music by Jaime Mendoza Nava, cinematography by Jim Robertson, edited by Tom Boutros, production company Charles B. Pierce Films Production Incorporated, distributed by American International Pictures, release date Christmas Eve, which is the 24th of December 1976. So the movie starts off with people walking around towns and cars, driving by, then people are starting college and attending church, and marriage has just taken place and walk out of the church. Then at the army depot, people are on waiting lists to buy cars, and the building businesses are booming, and people were optimistic about the future. Then Sunday, March the 3rd, 1946, a terror enrages the town and starts a spree of murders, and then a man paces round and sees a group of people walking past, and then some getting out of a car and then getting back in and drive off, and then a man continues to walk around. Then it's really dark and a car with a couple stop and start to talk. Then a lady sees and hears something, and a man creeps around the car, messes with the front boot, like where the engine and stuff is there. The lady screams, and then the man comes around, pushes the door, smashes the car door in, drags the man out while the lady screams, and then goes for the lady. Then the scream stops and a body is left laying on the roadside, and a car stops and gets out and sees the lady, and then is taken by the ambulance, and police turn up, and passers-by look on. Then another police car tells another ambulance that someone else is hurt badly, and then the police is talking, and then at the hospital the lady is questioned, and then the police and doctor walk away after talking some more. Then more policemen talk to the captain about the case. Then they get a phone call, and the police say that they are going to the schools and colleges and warn them all not to be out alone. Then the policeman walks away, and the call gets told off, and then gets another call, and is the same lady, and goes to her house. Meanwhile, a lot of people wait outside in the rain. Then they get into a car and start to talk away and drive off. Then on Saturday the 24th of March 1946, 21 days after the attack on the Lovers Lane, more policemen talk about the attack on Lovers Lane and ask about having patrol cars on Lovers Lane, and he declines. Then another couple is on a lonely path and a policeman is on patrol, and then the car stops and the policeman gets out and then drives and hears some shots being fired and finds a parked car and gets out and goes to the car, finds the car being empty, then hears more gunshots being fired and goes to look around and sees a man on the floor and says, "Oh my gosh, oh my God," and backs away from the body, and then sees a girl tied on the tree and turns to look around and sees a man get into a car and drives away. After that, the police car arrived. Then the next day, every gun store had sold out of their guns and every house had their locks changed and locks on their windows, and they all dreaded sundown. Then at the police station they found out that they're getting a new ranger, and he arrives the next day by train and talked with the other officers at the station, and he has a cigar and walks out of the train station, goes to the police station and talks to the officers, and that he alone gives out information and that he needs a car right away, and then leaves, drives away, and the car stops and then drives away. Then the policemen have their haircuts, talk, walk away, and then at the police station the policemen are dressed as decoys. They're basically dressed up as women, get in the cars and are at Lovers Lane and talk in the car, laugh and joke at Sparkplug and looks out the window. Then others walk into a school prom and dance away. Then at the police station the police talk to each other some more. Then back at the dance the reverend talks and gives us a prayer, and then they do a slow dance. Then cars begin to drive away, and then a couple talk and then drive away. Then on Sunday, April 14th, then a police car is driving around the town, then sees the killer, lurks out and sees a car where a young couple was sleeping. Then the killer approaches the car and the car drives away, and the killer pops out of nowhere and holds onto the driver's side seat door, and then the car crashes into some trees and the killer attacks the guy and he's left for dead. And she runs away, stops, runs again and again stops. The killer sees her and goes towards her, grabs her, and then the guy slowly gets up and the girl gets carried away to a tree, and the guy watches on and the guy gets up, but the killer sees him and gets his gun out and walks towards him and shoots him. Sorry, where was I? Basically the lady got carried away to a tree and the guy watches on and the guy gets up, but the killer sees him and gets his gun out and walks towards him and shoots him, and he's dead. Then the killer goes back to the girl, gets the girl's trombone and grabs a knife, attaches it to the trombone and uses it and stabs her in the back and repeats it over and over again until she dies. Also she dies also. Then the next day the police discover the bodies and ask where was they when this happened. So the policeman told them that they had been around here many times. Then at the police station, broadcast and news reporters talk to the police, and then other people have a meeting at a restaurant about the killer and call him a sadist and that he's aged between 35 and 40 and very intelligent. And the police asks the doctor some questions and he says he has a strange sadistic imagination. And then a man walked out of the restaurant. Then a man talked to the policeman. That the man says that I've killed 5 men already. Tells him that a police car will be outside his house 24/7. Then the policemen drive away and say that they are going to interview the first couple that was attacked, but to get a call about the killer at a liquor store, and drives after the green car. then gets ordered out of the green car, and then out of nowhere the captain's car goes into the lake, and then they arrest the man and talks to the man and tells him that it's a stolen car, and gets arrested, and he's saying that he's the Phantom, but the Texas Ranger says otherwise. And then they all drive away back to the police station. Then it's Friday the 3rd of May 1946. A lady gets into her car, drives away and goes home, combs her hair and hears a noise outside, then calls someone and yet he doesn't hear anything, and then the man gets shot twice in the head. Then the lady goes and checks and sees him on the floor. She calls the police. Sees the killer and shoots her twice in the head, but she's still alive and goes out of the back door, but the killer follows her, picks up a pickaxe and goes outside and looks for her, finds her shoe, and then looks for her some more, but a couple find her and she's just about alive. On Friday 25th, Saturday the 26th and Sunday the 27th of May 1946. Police was on patrol but no killings happened. Then the policemen give an interview to reporters and go into the police station and find out that 3 people were killed by the same gun. The same gun was used. Then the policemen are talking into a car and then get a call over, and they go and investigate the stolen car, and the Texas Ranger and policemen go on ahead to investigate the sand pits, sees footprints and follows them. Then they see the Phantom. He crouches down and gets shot at. Then they run after him. Then a train approaches and the Phantom runs for the train and is at the other side of the train and gets shot at, and the policemen run after him, and then they send in the dogs after him and he runs into the lake. But they're saying it to believe, it's saying that it was believed that he either was drowned in the lake, he was found in another state and serving jail, but no one knows whether he got caught or not. Then it says, then the people are walking at the cinema and you see the killer's shoes, so you don't know for sure. And then the police keep on reviewing the case, but they still had no luck. And then the narrator tells them how everyone was doing, how the survivors were doing and how the police officers and the Texas Ranger were doing, and then the next thing, the end credit roll. So my thoughts on this, I'll be honest, it was a slow burner. There was bits that I enjoyed and there was bits that I didn't enjoy. The killer was alright, but he was not like your typical killer. He was a bit average, and that's why the film for me was a slow burner. There were some good parts that were with the Texas Ranger, and there's some comedic bits, but all in all, I don't really believe the ending. It wasn't a believable ending for me personally. So rating, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 due to I don't really believe the end and stuff like that, and even though it's supposed to be a true story, the ending wasn't believable for me personally. It might be for others, but it wasn't for me personally. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and stay tuned for the next one. So stay gaudy, have unpleasant dreams, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ta for now. Bye.